Hello, my name is Peter. My call sign is W1UU. I live in the town of Falmouth in Massachusetts on Cape Cod. It's a beautiful location. There's water all the way around, 270 degrees. Great place to set up for ham radio. But to get a maximum fun from the ham radio, I've been doing a lot of work in the digital modes. The original digital mode is CW, and I still love to do that. And I've been doing it since I was first licensed in 1954 at the age of 13. But my current interest is to keep pursuing weak signal detection, and the latest craze, if you will, that's really taking off is the JT65 mode. First used for moon bounce work, EME. It's been applied now to HF communications, and the number of people that are jumping in is just rather phenomenal. And just about any rig could do that as long as you had a sound card to work with. But I've elected to kind of go into the latest version and technology, and that's a software-defined radio, SDR for short. My particular rig is a Flex 5000A, and I've had this for about a year, and I've been having a lot of fun with this thing and doing lots of interesting things that I never thought I could do before. In order to make this work right, you have to have a good computer with a nice fast CPU, and I have a quad 4 computer chip, and that really operates pretty fast. It's very good for doing digital signal processing, which is really the technology that's fundamental to what's going on. Pretty typically, the thing I like about it is, gee, there's no knobs. There's no little teeny things. That's right, because everything's on a screen now. Your monitor does all that work. And you might be saying, okay, where's the tuning knob? How do you tune this thing? Oh, I know where it is. It's right here. It's called a mouse. The mouse goes around. You can spot things. You can click on things, store things in databases. You can do an enormous amount of work. And of course you have a keyboard here, so you can put your call sign in it if I work you, and put it onto a database. Quite often the database that's quite interesting is a website that you could go to, and you can see practically in instant time, or at least within about 60 seconds, the activity on a particular band and a particular mode. Now that's a lot of fun. Here is a kind of a screenshot of the JT65 mode, although you probably can't see all the details, but I won't bore you with all the details right now. But if you can see there's a little bit of green, that's people calling CQ, looking for contact. And the other things that are grayed here are people who are talking back and forth and exchanging signal reports. Now that's the other thing I really like. The idea of software-defined radios is you can now go practically into the noise level and draw signals out. So nobody runs high power. Pretty typically the power levels might be 50 watts or less. People will use simple antennas like a dipole or a vertical, and I happen to use a vertical. It's a 43-foot vertical, and I use it on all bands from 160 through 6 meters, and make lots of contacts on the WARC bands for an example. So it might look complicated in the beginning, but the learning curve isn't all that bad. But the other thing is, this is the direction ham radio is going. No question. You'll see more rigs that will be of a software-defined radio type of design. And this is a great time to jump in and meet other people who are doing this kind of work, exchange information. You're making contacts, you can chase awards. There's a whole bunch of different things that you could do. And another thing that I have found that I sort of missed from the old days. I always got these fancy QSL cards from everybody. Well, you do get these things by email, of course, but quite often people will start to converse with you. And I do get emails, and they'll talk about, hey Peter, I enjoyed seeing your signal on 160 meters, and we talk a little bit about propagation times and a whole bunch of different things that are mutually interesting. So it's kind of stirring people up a little bit more in ham radio. That's the best thing. Try different ideas, try digital, go back to the original mode, CW. You're going to have a blast. Hope to see you on the bands.